Shalom, welcome to the Jewish View. My name is Rabbi Nachman Simon with the Chabados of Delmar, together with my co-host Mark Ronich of jbiztechvalley.com and Statewide News Service.
Well, Rabbi, we have another show about food on, from KosherFest.
Must be like you like food over here, Mark.
I love this food. This is absolutely phenomenal. These are my favorite food. And we got Marty Stein back with us again, account executive with KeHe Distributors.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So welcome back, Marty. And you're also a judge at KosherFest and for the new products. So you do have a tendency to taste most of the items at KosherFest. So, you know, you're very valuable in terms of being here. So thank you for taking the time. And I'll tell people that you're from Colonie.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So you're very local. So.
Actually from Meadowlands.
Meadowlands, okay. Well, the town of Colonie, the village of Meadowlands, right? Okay. So I just wanted to welcome you. And we're going to...
Well, what kind of products do we have for us today, Mark?
Desserts. We have parve products and we have dessert products. And some of them are one and the same. But, you know, everyone likes an appetizer and people like hummus. So this is Walla Salads, has garlic hummus.
You know, hummus has become, Marty, I mean, a staple. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You think it's very Middle Eastern or the Arab market or the Israel market, but everybody's eating hummus now. Yes. You see it's on sale. There's many companies.
It's mainstreamed quite a bit. This is one of the success stories. Hummus is one of the success stories about kosher food being mainstream. And I got to tell you, one of the tastiest products that wasn't the meat was this Dr. Prager's. You know, you see gluten-free, and you say, oh, you know, you say that there's, it's not this, it's not that, it's not the other thing, you know, and you say, oh, what am I eating then? But this is really, really good. I mean, I was a big fan of this, so I wanted to bring this to share with everyone, and it's just not the coconut-crusted fish fillets, but we have the cornmeal crusted cod fillets.
You know, Mark, I always like noting to the people what you're saying is just like you have a fish, you got a plain old fish, you know, but here it's just very new age.
Yes.
Quinoa you just showed, and quinoa, herbs, and coconut crusted. It's very, very modern.
And those who still want something that's not...
It's vertical and horizontal.
You know, like a burger type. You have these kale veggie burgers. So that's also gluten-free, and they're very tasty. They're not dry, they're moist. They really taste very good.
Well, it's important because, again, so many people are going vegetarian.
You know,
say about 10%.
And I'm not sure. I'll tell you when something's not good.
Oh, you know, but, Mark's our food expert over here.
You know, but this really is good stuff here. So I just wanted you to know that.
That's important for people.
And Dr. Prager's, I think, most certainly is carried by Price Chopper.
It's been around for a few years, and it sells very well. In the marketplace, it sells very well.
And you were saying there was really a Dr. Prager who passed away.
Unfortunately, he passed away last year.
Well, let me go into gold bounds, because these are very, these are good. These are very good products. And if you just wanted to serve an appetizer, you know, at a reception or just something as your, you know, as a house reception or something, you'd have some friends over. This is really good stuff to have in your, to have as part of a kosher dinner.
They also have, for snacking, have kale chips, a variety of kale chips.
The gold bounds does?
Gold bounds.
Okay, very good.
And
goes with the kale burger from Dr. Prager's.
Okay. And if you like ice cream, he has a line of made in Israel ice cream cones.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
And the cones are all sugar, or?
No, the sugar...
sugar-free?
One's sugar-free and some are sugar.
That's very good.
They're different shapes, too. 4 or 5 kinds are available.
All right, well, that's great. And then we have... Now, I got to tell you, this is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big fan of lox. Now, lox is also known as smoked salmon. So this Tilgner's is absolutely the best lox that I've tasted.
Well, they say ruby red. What is it? I mean, just to educate me, is it a different kind of fish that they're...
Well, I knew you were going to ask me, and I do
You're our food tasting expert over here. And if Mark says it tastes good, then, you know...
It does taste good, yes.
You know, they should put it on their label over here. Mark says it tastes good.
So just to show you how good it tastes, I do have some samples for you.
Oh, so we can taste it ourselves?
You can. And this is...
I thought you'd have some bagel and cream cheese also.
Well, I didn't want to blunt the taste of this. This is so good even by itself that I really didn't want to blunt the taste. So have
Go ahead, Rabbi.
All right.
And this is the packaging that it comes in. So you could buy, you don't have to buy the big fish package. You could buy a smaller package. If we could see a close-up of this packaging. Thank you. That's really good. So it comes in these small packages, and
these are local. You can know the.
This comes from Alaska.
But I'm just saying you can buy it.
I know that I've seen other brands locally, but I haven't seen Tilgner's. But I've seen other brands from Alaska, and they, how did this taste?
Tastes great.
Excellent.
Wasn't it excellent? It's not too salty. It's really.
These are new brands because all three of us have been at Kosherfest, and that's in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. And they're trying to, they're obviously showing their new products.
Yeah.
Is this a new product, though? I mean, it's for them?
No. I mean, I don't think
it is.
Well, it is.
If it was at the judging, it has to be a new product.
But I don't think it was at the judging. Do you? Was it?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I do know that it is. Bottom line, it is.
We had a lot of items at the judging. Too numerous to mention.
So they come in these big things, and so if you want to order them, I think you can contact them online also, and you can go to Tilgner's, and it's wild Alaskan sockeye, and there's no coloring in here. I mean, this is the natural color.
Oh, that's really good.
Of this, which is absolutely terrific. So it's good to see. Now, these flours, I've had a lot of gluten. There's been a lot of gluten-free flours. So I wanted to show you that, but I also wanted to show the audience that we have another product that's high gluten flour.
You're mixing two different things.
So I don't know.
There's a big holly neck in the
high gluten
picture.
And gluten-free. So look at that.
You do whatever you want.
Everybody's happy.
High gluten.
Well, it just makes the challah fluffy. Isn't that what Marty, that's what gluten does? Why would someone want to buy high gluten?
Just for
fluffs it up?
Because they could say high gluten.
So I'm not a baker.
I can't give you a technical answer on that one.
Well, now we
look
have
at all the snack food items here.
Do you like bagels? Bagels?
Yeah.
Bagels. The art of fine. It's not just putting these desserts in just any old package. There's an art to the packaging also. And I was very impressed with the way they packaged this. You could see that there are cupcakes, mini cupcakes in the middle that are chocolate, and then ones with colorful sprinkles on there that are on the outside. So I'm opening this up, and you could try one.
Sure.
And it's parov. You want to try one?
I ruined my dinner.
You have to try. You have to
see what Mark's talking about.
Okay.
All right,
let's do it.
And the sprinkles go all over the place.
Of course.
Well, you're going to get us a little fat here, Mark. I mean, all this
No. Food. We're going to spread the wealth around. I'm not going to eat it all.
No, I mean.
Now, there are different companies that make different types of rugelach. And here you have bagels making chocolate rugelach, and then you have raspberry rugelach, and you have apricot, or some people say apricot, but I like apricot. Anyway, so you have these three types from two different companies, different types of rugelach. So you should try them all and make a decision for yourself as to which one you
Marty,
like the
best.
best.
This is an interesting question. This LaRome company I know has distribution locally, and when I was at Kosherfest, and I said, hey, I'd like Mark, but you could be a salesman also, Mark. But I says, hey, look at all these items, and Mark's only showing you a few, but they had a lot more. But they say only had a few items. I mean, every company probably has, so many items, and the store only takes a few.
Well, this company has a challah. It's very delicious challah, which is available locally. And I guess they didn't send any samples to you.
Of challah?
Yeah.
No. This I took right from KosherFest,
Okay.
so they didn't. I didn't get a care package.
But how do you get maybe, a store here to say, hey, well, you liked your food. Obviously, you're distributing one line. How do you get another line in? I mean, we'd like to have, like you say, the challahs are very nice, but we'd like to have the rugelach, and they're great.
But didn't you say these are sold locally?
They're available locally.
Which
BJ's.
At BJ's?
No,
Okay.
just the challah I know
Only the
about.
Oh, not the chalies.
That's what my question is.
Not the rugelach.
Not the
I
rugelach.
mean, they like the
Okay.
company. They obviously,
Yeah.
they have the company, but there's a whole line.
Oh, you can talk to the store manager, and if the store manager hears enough people asking for a certain
Well,
product.
he has to go to his headquarters and get permission, but they also have their own private label.
Uh-huh.
So there might be a little problem.
And can you
over there.
explain to the audience what private label means?
A label that has the company logo on it. That's only sold at the company store.
So who has that private label? BJ's or?
Yeah, BJ's has their own private label.
Of Rugelach?
Rugelach.
So they wouldn't want another company.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't want another company, but
Right, because it's like Price Chopper has their own private label, but they have competing interests with because the other companies are more expensive than the Price Chopper brand, but it's really, I look at it as being all the same. So
you can't. It's up to the company to make the determination whether they want a secondary label other than their own private label.
yeah, and there's nothing to say that they couldn't make a deal with Laramie to put their BJ's private label on here.
That's right. That's probably a good possibility.
So you could be eating a Laramie product without realizing
That's right,
it with a
yes.
BJ label, which happens in a lot of situations in our. So
But you wouldn't necessarily know it's kosher either, though. See,
Well,
the problem for the kosher consumer.
No, you have to investigate the label and make sure it's got a hechsher on it.
Right, exactly. So even though it's a BJ, there are BJ products that do have a hechsher.
Yeah.
So anyway, and what Benson and something in Jensen, B&J.
B&J, Benson and I was going to say
No,
Ben and
that's
Jerry's.
Benson, yeah, no.
That's not Ben and Jerry's.
Well, here's another product, Muffins and More, and these are coffee cakes.
What's the company?
Muffins and More.
Are they really, that's the name of their company? I never heard of them, really. Yes, let's say, really in the capital.
Well, they also have muffins. They have 4 types of muffins.
Right.
Muffins and more.
Here's the sprinkled cupcakes, similar to
Again, there's so many.
Berkeley and James. I just remember Berkeley and James.
Berkeley and Jensen.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, but again, how much can we acquire this, Marty, in the Capital District? I mean, Mark's showing all these beautiful products, and they're here. They're making it, but they're not local. And how do we get that? I'm trying to say, get more local
demand
products.
for it. You have to have people asking for them.
So these days they start a Facebook page and they get people signing online petitions and things like that for certain products to show that there's excitement. That's how we got Trader Joe's here in the Capital District, because there was a 3-year petition process. And when Trader Joe's finally looked at the area, then they finally built something here. So
That's what he's showing all the products. So really it's up to the consumer saying, hey, I really want this. And they can go to their local store and saying, or there's one line, like you say, of this room.
And if they get enough requests, they usually listen.
That's right.
That's
do.
That's the way it goes.
So you got Muffins and More, you got bagels, and now you got Laramie. And, they make some pretty good dessert items.
Did you show the snack size that was on the table?
Which snack?
There was a little muffin over here. We have some snack
Oh,
size.
yeah, it's in front.
Here's the snack size.
No, it's in front. It's in front.
Okay.
On the floor.
Okay, never mind. Well, anyway, this is a grab and go from another bakery called Green's.
Here, I'll put this in.
And they have.
Does that show in the front there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Camera, get it.
Can you show this one right here?
All right.
These are grab and go items.
Can we get a close up of the
greens?
Greens.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Pick it up a little bit. It's a little small, but
Something to put in a lunchbox or just have a little nosh.
Greens has a lot more products, though.
Yeah.
Again, we're just showing a
so
few
here's a little
lines.
bit of Muffins and More.
Hey.
Have a little piece. And
Thank you, Mark. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Oh,
a little bit of dessert. Spread the wealth.
But Mark, he's coming through. He's giving us the whole meal here.
There you go. Well, not a meal that makes any sense to anyone. So anyway, that's what we have in terms of desserts. Oh, and then here's one last dessert that I really enjoyed, but unfortunately, it really doesn't
travel well.
Doesn't travel well. When you see the box,
Hold on.
what?
I open it up, it looks as messed up.
Well, life is like that. So,
What do you have now? We're up to dessert again?
well, I just wanted to show this is from Lestis Desserts, and I think it's a French company. So these are really high quality desserts. They unfortunately don't travel very well, but I thought I'd bring them in to show everyone and to get an idea of.
There it is.
They look good though.
I hope so. I think so. I think they taste good too. So I wanted to at least show
everybody
close up of what the box is and how it.
And hopefully they're parve.
Yes.
So we can use them with a meat meal, and
That's right.
it'll enhance your meal.
That's right, exactly, and they look real fancy. So
I just want to explain to our viewers what
It's pas Yisrael.
Marty was talking about is just that, again, you have a nice dinner, a meat meal, and then someone brings out, oh, here's a beautiful dessert. Now, it's not real dairy, it's not like a cheese blintz. On the other hand, there could be milk products in it, and the box then should say OU or whatever, kosher supervision D. The D stands for dairy, and therefore it has a little bit of dairy product. Sometimes it's a whole, like I said, cheese blintz, but it could be a very small part. And then, again, if that's what Marty was saying, hey, after a meal and it has an OUD, you wouldn't really want to mix the milk and the meat into the same meal, so you wouldn't want to put this out for, and that's what Marty was concerned
Unless you
with.
wait 6 hours.
That's going to be a long wait for after a meal for dessert.
That's right.
I know Mark doesn't want to wait that long.
I also don't want to get rid of my guests that quickly either. Anyway, so now I want to show you that there's these gluten-free chow mein noodles that Goldbaum's makes.
Marty, is there a real, we've had so many gluten-free. Is that really a big market enough?
That's a growing market.
Really?
It's growing like leaps and bounds. And more products are going into the category each week. Oh, look at these noodles. This is probably one of the first gluten-free Chinese noodles, chow mein noodles.
That are on
But
the market,
there are
really?
a multitude of brands in the regular mainstream chow mein noodles.
So they don't make them out of grains, or it wouldn't be gluten-free.
Right.
It's got to be something else, cornstarch.
And what do you have there, Mark?
Yeah.
Well, this is from the company Cup of J, and they make like hot chocolate drinks. And it's also all natural,
Well, that was
gluten-free.
good. That was good.
There's no dairy or lactose, and it's OU Parav. But it has, so people know, 25 grams of sugar, and carbohydrates are 32.
They had a lot on
and that's per serving, which is about 35 grams, and there are about 11 servings in here.
We need a nutritionist here.
I really think you need to, be cognizant of of what you're eating. So.
It really goes hand in hand what I just said. Usually, you have at night a hot chocolate before you go to bed, but if you had a meat meal, many products, there are many things that are OUD, again, dairy, hot chocolate. It's one of the first ones that I have seen that is parve. So again, that would be good before you go to bed, and you're not going to go to bed 6 hours after you had dinner. Maybe some people do. But so therefore you wouldn't want to have that hot chocolate, but here you're able to. And anyway, like we said, we were all at Kosherfest, and they were giving samples, and I didn't have all the samples. Mark may have, Mark had, but I did have the hot chocolate, and it really is good.
It was really delicious.
Because there's a lot of sugar in it.
Really,
it was really delicious.
Now this is Star-Kissed tuna, and you might wonder, well, what's so special about Star-Kissed? Well, this particular brand is kosher for Passover.
There is the Hebrew words. It's very blurry that you could see it. It's right there. I don't know. You're not going to see it on the TV screen. But it's kosher for Passover, and therefore it's specially kosher. That there's, because they put some additives in it. A fish is a fish. You say, well, what's wrong with a fish being kosher for Passover? But again, when they process it, they put in all kinds of additives.
This is in water. So
Still,
even if it was in
there's
oil, I would understand. But okay, but I
Well,
never.
they put other things, don't they? It's not pure water.
Well, one's olive oil and one's water. So okay,
Well, you got to be sure.
but that's right. You were
Talking about
You're right.
Passover.
Well, speaking of Passover, I
You're
want to
putting it right next to the cupcakes. I don't know, but all right.
Shmura matzah.
We're mixing up.
This is shmura matzah, so you can get a sense of. Okay, this way. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So you got matzah here, and there's all different types of matzahs, but this one happened to be relatively new on the market, or it
Very
was,
new.
It was very new, and it comes, just so people know, when you buy shmura matzah in a bag like this, it really comes in a. It comes double wrapped, and it comes in a way where it shouldn't be broken, because you need to have whole matzahs for the Passover Seder. And, so it's a very, so I'm going to break one.
Maybe.
You can see
You're not breaking the middle matzah. This is not the Passover Seder here.
Right, exactly. But this is what the matzah looks like, and it's a big board. It's a round. It's in the round. Why is it in the round?
Because, well, it's handmade. People that can't read it in the Hebrew, but of course that's what you have me for to translate it. It's handmade because it is a mitzvah, at least on Seder night, to eat it, and therefore you want to have it especially handmade. And
right, but why round as opposed to square?
Well, this one rolls out like, a pie dough.
Right.
Like a pizza pie dough.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's very interesting. A cookie,
yes,
uga,
right,
in Hebrew means also round.
Uh-huh.
Because usually it doesn't have to be, but cookies. When you think of give me a cookie,
right, you think
it's going to be round. So that's the way they had them originally. So
it stayed that way. Okay.
Yeah,
now Goldbaum's also has. I guess there's different types of desserts that you could put in. Again, like Marty was saying, in various kids' lunch boxes and stuff. And this is an example of that. You can see the...
or brunch, a little crunchy thing. But again, I've been saying that about 10 times, but you see the multi-grain, you see some, you say junk food. Right. Give the kids some junk food. But multi-grain, quinoa, you say? Quinoa, crisp. And, again, sea salt, not regular salt.
Right.
And, again, you see that the kosher consumer, even for their kids, they're not just giving kids, there is a lot of junk out there, to tell you the truth. But, again, falafel crisp with sea salt, it's special healthy salt, and just the kosher consumer is getting very, very... sophisticated, right. Gluten-free, we were talking about multi-grain chips for the kids. Right. Sea salt constantly.
And supposedly, falafel has no trans fat or cholesterol. Yeah. And, falafel's chickpeas, so it's supposedly healthier to...
well, it's not grain, so it could be easily more...
And then we have a lot of candy that is kosher, of course. We don't have
the
samples.
From the healthy to the non-kosher.
We don't have the samples, but
not healthy,
there's a multitude of candy varieties around.
Yes, there's Pasquez.
Pasquez
is a big candy manufacturer.
Yeah. Blooms, Lieber.
Yeah. I was just trying to tell everybody how health conscious the kosher consumer is, and you say, well, the truth is there is a lot of, if we can say, quote unquote, junk food. But listen, everybody, if you want to have people keep kosher, you're going to have to. You can't put them on an austere diet. Right. You can't bread and water. So if you want to keep healthy, then that's what we're showing you. There's so many healthy items. You want junk food? Listen, there's junk food for your kids also.
Now, you have a certain story about these cucumbers and brine?
Yeah, show that. It's very interesting. I saw it at Kosherfest, and this is really something to see. Really, I can't invite you to it because it's really for people in the industry. It's not for the public. But in any case, it's called Beit HaShita, which you wouldn't know what it is. It's a kibbutz in Israel. It's an Israeli food. And I saw this, my wife, before I met her, she started going to Israel, and she worked at the kibbutz. If people know about kibbutz, communal living, and you work, and then everybody eats together. And she ate, she worked there as a volunteer. A lot of Jewish students go there and, volunteer for a summer, and they help out and live their communal life, so it's very nice. And really, beforehand, it really wasn't religious Orthodox kibbutz. Many Israeli people think Jews, they all, they're all religious in Israel, which is just not true. And she was on a beis shita. And then I say, well, look at this, it's kosher. I mean, obviously they had to have rabbis inspect it. So as much as they may be irreligious, they know to make business, they want to
have the hechsher.
The hechsher and the Orthodox rabbis come and inspect their product to work together.
But cucumbers and brine, particularly, what is the brine? What is that? How does it? Do you know what it tastes like? Or?
Preservative, natural preservative.
Because I know with fishing you hear about
basically,
brine.
In Israel, your pickles and olive category, that's usually packed in a can, but in the United States it's usually in a glass bottle.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the two countries.
Anything healthier or what?
Just tradition, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the way they probably don't allow it in the United States for some reason. So.
No, this item is imported to the United States.
It's imported,
It's Israel.
It is. It's from Israel.
Okay.
It's usually found in most Israeli sets in the supermarkets that have the big Israeli sections.
It's low in carbs.
All right. You're really health conscious, Mark. Over here.
I try.
All right.
Okay. So these are toddler bites because we know how kids get fussy, and we know how we got to feed them little bits of stuff.
Candies.
Candies or something.
Cookies,
but,
not candy, cookies.
These are developed for 10 plus months, so over 10 months old.
Are they healthy though for the kid?
This says
10
here,
months is a baby.
This product should only be fed to seated, supervised children who are accustomed to chewing solid foods. They're very, for teething babies and toddlers.
Oh, so maybe that's it for teething. They're probably hard.
Okay, well, carbs are 4 grams and sugar's 1 gram, so it is rather healthy. 30 calories. 10.
That's smart. That's what it is. It's for teasing babies. It's a hard cracker.
It's got a nice design on the package for children.
Yeah, it's friendly. It's a friendly design on the package. And then, when you got the flat crisp from Goldbounds, I got to tell you, when I saw that this was, no salt, it says here, trans fat free, no MSG, no additives, and GMO free servers, and it says sugar free. Sugar free. It's like incredible. I never thought I'd see something like this that says sugar-free, but it's still got 13 grams of carbs. But still, that's low. And for people who are watching their sugars, flat crisps from Goldbounds is probably a good snack to avail yourself to. So you might want to, look at that online and see how you can get that. So I don't think they sell it locally.
I've never seen it locally.
And if it is, it's a brief seasonal product, as we might say.
But at the show, there are a lot of manufacturers. We don't have the samples of their products, but there's a multitude of products that are available locally that were at the show. And so there's more than just what's on this table.
We have one more product.
Yes, we have proteins. So these are very healthy snacks. And they're all different flavors. Chili lime, we have sea salt, and we have tangy southern barbecue. All right.
A flavor for anybody.
So these are that's the chili lime, this is the sea salt.
What are they, crackers or like chips?
Well, you know what?
Chips.
Let's answer your question.
Oh.
More like chips.
The sea salt.
I like sea salt.
Okay.
We're healthy here, and this Mark's trying to get us healthy. Except for that cupcake over there.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
good.
Yeah. Yeah, not too dry. That's good. Well, there you go. You got it from the expert judge here. He says it's good. So. All right. Well,
were any of these things winners in the Kosher Fest?
Well,
There
proteins
were
was the
there were
winner.
20 categories. I don't have the list with me right now, but.
Well, I do.
You have the list with you?
Mark's the reporter, always asking.
Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's...
Anything that we're showing?
Dr. Prager's was a winner.
All right, there you go.
For crusted fish fillets and quinoa and herb and southern cornmeal and Thai coconut. The best pasta, rice, and grain was the matzo ball mix.
All right, good.
The blends only.
The rubs.
All right, so we had a few good.
And then the protein chips.
Right here.
Oh, so there it is.
Best new salty snack chip, cookie, or cracker.
Very good. Marty, you had a good pick over here. You did well.
So I think we're just about
out of time. Oy vey. Just when we had to have a good meal, I was ready to sit down and have a meal with you guys. In any case, thanks for Marty for coming on to Jewish View
nice
and
being here.
Giving us the lowdown of the food expert. And everybody should eat kosher and be healthy.
That's the best thing.